Have you ever imagined wandering through a land where every stone whispers the stories of gods, heroes, and ancient thinkers? Greece is more than a destination. It is the cradle of Western civilization, a living tapestry of mythology, history, and breathtaking ruins. Here, temples reach toward the heavens, legendary theaters still hold the echoes of ancient performers, and sacred landscapes preserve the memories of empires long gone. Today, we begin a journey across 12 extraordinary historical sites that shape the world as we know it. From iconic citadels and royal palaces to sacred islands and mighty fortresses, each location reveals a powerful chapter of Greece's timeless past. Join us as we uncover the beauty, mystery, and enduring spirit of ancient Greece. Number 1. Acropolis of Athens. Rising proudly above the modern city, the Acropolis of Athens stands as the eternal crown of Greece, a monument that has witnessed the rise and fall of civilizations while remaining firmly anchored in the heart of history. As you walk up the sacred hill, the city noise slowly fades, replaced by the soft whispers of the wind brushing against ancient stone. Each step brings you closer to an age when philosophy, art, and architecture flourished unlike ever before. The moment the radiant Parthenon appears, bathed in the Greek sunlight, its towering Doric columns command your admiration. Built in honor of the goddess Athena, this colossal temple symbolizes the brilliance of Athens during its golden age. Its marble blocks, once perfectly aligned and vividly painted, reflect the skill, devotion, and artistic mastery of the ancient Greeks. Moving deeper into the site, the exquisite Erechtheion rises with quiet elegance. Its iconic caryatids, 6 sculpted maidens serving as architectural supports, stand gracefully as though frozen in eternal duty. Each one carries centuries of stories carved into the fine folds of their robes. Nearby stands the graceful temple of Athena Nike, a tribute to victory, reminding visitors of the triumphs and resilience of the Athenian spirit. From the edge of the Acropolis, the panoramic view of Athens is breathtaking. A sea of white buildings stretches toward distant mountains, blending ancient history with modern life in a single sweeping landscape. This sacred hill is more than stone and ruins. It is the birthplace of ideas that shaped humanity. Here, philosophers like Socrates, Plato, and Aristotle once walked, debated, and ignited intellectual revolutions that still influence the world today. The stones beneath your feet remember their footsteps, the air carries the echoes of their thoughts, and the ruins silently guard their legacy. Standing at the Acropolis of Athens, you do not just witness history, you feel its pulse, timeless and alive beneath the radiant Athenian sky. Number 2. Knossos Palace. On the sun-kissed island of Crete stands the legendary Knossos Palace, a place where history and mythology intertwine so tightly that it becomes impossible to separate fact from legend. As you approach the sprawling archaeological complex, its restored red columns and vivid frescoes rise from the landscape like echoes from a world long forgotten. This was the ceremonial and political heart of the ancient Minoan civilization, the earliest advanced society in Europe, flourishing more than 4,000 years ago. But Knossos is far more than an archaeological site. It is a living myth. According to ancient Greek lore, this palace was the home of King Minos, and deep within its labyrinthine corridors lived the fearsome Minotaur, half man and half bull, imprisoned in a maze built by the master craftsman Daedalus. Walking through the palace grounds, the stories seem to come alive. Sunlight pours into open courtyards where royal ceremonies once took place. The vibrant frescoes, depicting scenes of bull leaping, dancing, and nature, reveal a society full of movement, color, and sophistication. The famous Queen's Megaron, with its iconic dolphin fresco, still reflects the elegance and artistic refinement of the Minoans. Elaborate drainage systems, storage rooms lined with enormous clay pythoi, and multi-level structures display an architectural intelligence astonishing for its time. Every corridor feels like a journey into myth. The palace's seemingly endless layout inspired the tales of the labyrinth, where the brave hero Theseus entered to slay the Minotaur and free Athens from its tribute. Whether myth or memory, the energy of those ancient stories lingers in the air. As you stand among the ruins, the whispers of the past surround you. The footsteps of Minoan priests, the echoes of rituals, the distant pulse of a civilization that once thrived in brilliance. The Knossos Palace remains one of Greece's most extraordinary windows into antiquity, a place where ancient innovation, artistic mastery, and mythical storytelling still resonate powerfully across time. Number 3. Delphi Archaeological Site. High on the sacred slopes of Mount Parnassus, surrounded by sweeping valleys of silver-green olive trees, lies the legendary Delphi Archaeological Site, one of the most mystical and influential places of the ancient world. To step into Delphi is to step into a realm where gods were believed to speak directly to mortals, where empires sought answers, and where destiny itself was shaped by divine prophecy. Ancient Greeks called Delphi the navel of the world, believing it to be the spiritual center of the earth, marked by the sacred stone known as the omphalos. As you walk along the sacred pathway known as the Sacred Way, the atmosphere feels charged with ancient energy. This is where kings, generals, statesmen, and pilgrims once traveled, climbing slowly toward the heart of the sanctuary, the Temple of Apollo. Its remaining columns rise proudly above the hillside, reminders of a once magnificent structure where the famed Oracle of Delphi, the priestess called the Pythia, delivered cryptic prophecies believed to come directly from Apollo himself. Civilizations waited upon her words. Wars were started or avoided based on her visions. The fate of kingdoms swayed on a whisper carried from this sacred temple. Just above the temple, the ancient theater of Delphi rests gracefully against the mountain, offering breathtaking views over the valley. It is said that the performances held here were not merely entertainment, but spiritual experiences that honored Apollo through music, poetry, and drama. Higher still, the stadium stands as a testament to the athletic competitions once held during the Pythian Games, second only to the Olympic Games in prestige. Every stone at Delphi carries a memory of prayers, sacrifices, ceremonies, and the deep human desire to understand truth and destiny. Standing in this ancient sanctuary, you cannot help but feel the powerful presence of history and myth intertwined. The Delphi Archaeological Site remains one of the world's most hauntingly beautiful reminders of humanity's eternal search for meaning. Number 4. Theater of Epidaurus. Hidden among the gentle hills and fragrant pine forests of the Peloponnese lies the magnificent Theater of Epidaurus, a masterpiece of ancient Greek engineering and one of the greatest architectural wonders of the classical world. As you approach the site, the serenity of the landscape embraces you, the silence broken only by the rustle of leaves and the soft echo of footsteps ascending the stone tiers. Built in the 4th century BCE, this extraordinary theater was designed with such mathematical precision that its acoustics remain unmatched even today. A whisper uttered at the center of the stage can rise effortlessly to the very top row, reaching the ears of spectators seated 55 rows above with perfect clarity. The Theater of Epidaurus was not merely a venue for entertainment. It was deeply connected to the healing sanctuary of Asclepius, the god of medicine. The ancient Greeks believed that drama, music, and poetry were vital forms of spiritual and emotional healing. Spectators gathered here not just to watch plays, but to cleanse their spirits, confront their fears, and reconnect with the essence of humanity through powerful stories. As you stand on the ancient orchestra floor, the circular performance space of the theater, it's impossible not to imagine the resonant voices of actors performing tragedies by Sophocles, Aeschylus, and Euripides, their words echoing through the valley in honor of the gods. The theater's perfect symmetry, grand seating arrangement, and breathtaking natural backdrop create an atmosphere that transcends time. The surrounding mountains form a living amphitheater, enhancing sound and adding to the mystical quality of the space. Even after more than 2 millennia, the structure remains remarkably intact, a testament to the brilliance of ancient Greek architects. To sit within the Theater of Epidaurus is to feel the pulse of ancient Greece, its love for art, its devotion to the divine, and its profound understanding of the human soul. It remains one of the most enchanting and spiritually powerful places in the ancient world. Number 5. Archaeological site of Mycenae. The mighty archaeological site of Mycenae stands as one of the most powerful symbols of Greece's legendary Bronze Age, a civilization that shaped the world of ancient heroes and epic sagas. As you approach the site, the monumental Lion Gate rises before you, its massive stone lintel and carved guardian lions watching over the entrance just as they have for more than 3,000 years. Passing through this ancient gateway, you step directly into the heart of a kingdom that once dominated the Greek world. This was the realm of kings whose stories inspired Homer's greatest epics, including the legendary King Agamemnon, whose leadership during the Trojan War became the foundation of Greek myth and heroic identity. Inside the citadel, the landscape of Mycenae unfolds like a living museum of power, prestige, and military brilliance. The towering Cyclopean walls, constructed from enormous stones that ancient people believed only giants could lift, surround the fortress with an aura of impenetrable strength. Beyond the walls lie the royal grave circles, where golden treasures, armor, masks, and ceremonial weapons were discovered, offering a glimpse into the lives of the warrior kings who once ruled these lands. Among the most awe-inspiring structures is the Treasury of Atreus, a massive beehive-shaped tomb with a soaring interior dome that remained the largest in the world for centuries. This monumental Tholos tomb is a masterpiece of ancient engineering, its entrance passage echoing with the footsteps of travelers from millennia ago. As you wander through the ruins, the atmosphere feels heavy with memory. In the quiet wind that brushes across the stone pathways, you can almost hear the echoes of chariots rolling, warriors training, and kings commanding armies. Mycenae is not just an archaeological site, it is a bridge between myth and history, a place where the stories of ancient heroes still seem to live within the stones, whispering to all who walk among them. Number 6. Fortezza of Rethymno. Overlooking the shimmering blue waters of Crete, the Fortezza of Rethymno rises proudly above the city, standing as one of the most impressive Venetian fortifications ever built in Greece. Constructed in the late 16th century, during a time when the Venetian Republic sought to strengthen its defenses against the advancing Ottoman Empire, this mighty stronghold reflects not only architectural ambition, but also the intense historical struggles that shaped the island. Its massive stone walls curve around the hilltop, creating an imposing silhouette that dominates the landscape. The moment you pass through its grand entrance, you step into a world where soldiers once marched, cannons once roared, and watchmen kept vigil over the endless expanse of the sea. Within its bastions and winding passages, the Fortezza of Rethymno reveals layers of history carved into every stone. The large courtyards, commanding viewpoints, and remaining structures, including the beautiful Ibrahim Khan Mosque, originally a Venetian church, stand as reminders of Crete's long and complex past. The fortress was not only a defensive stronghold, but also a shelter for the city's residents during times of conflict, giving it a deeply emotional connection to the people of Rethymno. Even today, wandering its sunlit corridors, you can almost sense the echo of footsteps from centuries ago. From the summit, the panoramic view stretches across the entire city of Rethymno, revealing a breathtaking patchwork of red-tiled roofs, narrow cobbled streets, and Venetian-era buildings that speak of the island's rich cultural heritage. The old harbor, with its charming lighthouse and waterfront cafes, shines under the Mediterranean sun. As the sea breeze flows gently across the fortress walls, it becomes clear why this location was considered so strategically vital. More than just a historic monument, the The Fortezza of Rethymno stands today as a symbol of resilience, cultural blending, and the enduring spirit of Crete. It is a place where Venetian elegance meets Cretan identity, where centuries of struggle and triumph continue to live on through stone, sky, and sea. Number 7. Delos, the birthplace of gods. Small but sacred, the island of Delos stands as one of the most significant archaeological treasures in the world, a place where mythology, spirituality, and ancient civilization intertwine with extraordinary harmony. According to Greek myth, this is the birthplace of the twin gods Apollo and Artemis, and for centuries, Delos was revered as a holy sanctuary dedicated to their divine presence. Pilgrims from across the ancient world journeyed to this tiny island to offer gifts, seek blessings, and participate in sacred festivals that celebrated the power of the gods. Yet beyond its profound spiritual importance, Delos also blossomed into a thriving commercial and cultural hub. Its strategic position in the Aegean Sea transformed it into a bustling center of trade, where merchants, sailors, and travelers exchanged goods, ideas, and traditions. The island became a melting pot of cultures, adorned with lavish houses decorated with intricate mosaics, wide marketplaces alive with activity, and temples built with remarkable artistry. Today, Delos remains uninhabited, preserved in its pure archaeological form, a vast open-air museum frozen in time. As you walk through its silent pathways, the ruins whisper the memory of a once vibrant civilization. The colonnaded streets, crumbling sanctuaries, and remnants of elaborate homes evoke a deep sense of life that once flourished here. Among the most iconic landmarks is the Terrace of the Lions, where a line of majestic marble guardians stands watch over the ancient sanctuary. Their proud stance facing the sacred lake reflects both the spiritual reverence and artistic mastery of the people who carved them. Standing on Delos, surrounded by the vast expanse of the Aegean Sea, you feel the powerful blend of myth and reality. It is a place where the divine meets the earthly, where history breathes through every stone, and where the spirit of ancient Greece continues to live on, untouched and eternal. Number 8. Ancient Messene. Unlike many ancient cities that survive only as scattered ruins or isolated monuments, ancient Messene stands in remarkable, breathtaking preservation. It is one of the rare places in Greece where the full layout of a classical-era city is still visible, allowing visitors to step directly into the world of antiquity almost exactly as it once existed. Walking through ancient Messene feels like exploring a living blueprint of ancient Greek urban planning, its wide roads stretching across the landscape, its fortified city walls climbing the hillsides, and its public buildings arranged with thoughtful design and architectural harmony. Every pathway, every stone foundation, every preserved structure reveals the sophistication and ambition of the people who rebuilt this city after centuries of oppression. Founded in the 4th century BCE, after the liberation of Messenia from Spartan dominance, ancient Messene became a symbol of freedom, resilience, and cultural rebirth. For generations, the people of this region had lived under harsh control, but with independence came a renewed spirit that shaped the very foundations of their new city. Grand sanctuaries honored the gods who had protected them. A large theater hosted performances celebrating their heritage, and the impressive stadium, still beautifully preserved, became the beating heart of athletic and civic life. The fortification walls, stretching over mountainous terrain, reflect not only strategic brilliance, but a deep desire to protect the newfound autonomy of the Messenians. As you walk through the remains of temples, houses, fountains, and gathering spaces, ancient Messene reveals its true magic. It is one of the few ancient cities where you can understand, with vivid clarity, how people lived, worked, worshipped, and celebrated thousands of years ago. The silence of the site carries whispers of daily life, the pride of a liberated people, and the enduring legacy of a city built with hope and determination. In ancient Messene, history feels alive, resilient, complete, and profoundly human. Number 9. Temple of Poseidon. Perched high on the dramatic cliffs of Cape Sunion, the Temple of Poseidon stands as one of the most breathtaking and emotionally stirring landmarks in all of Greece. Rising proudly above the fierce waves of the Aegean Sea, this ancient temple was dedicated to Poseidon, the mighty god of the sea, and for thousands of years it has watched over sailors, fishermen, and travelers crossing these powerful waters. The moment you arrive, the wind carries the scent of the ocean, and the brilliant white marble columns of the temple rise into view like a beacon of strength and divine protection. Even in ruins, the temple retains its commanding presence, a reminder of the deep relationship the ancient Greeks had with the sea that surrounded their world. As the sun begins to set, the atmosphere around the Temple of Poseidon transforms into something nothing short of magical. The sky shifts into a breathtaking palette of colors: burning orange, soft purple, glowing pink, and shimmering gold, all reflecting against the marble columns and the endless horizon of the Aegean. This sunset has captivated visitors for centuries. Poets, sailors, and explorers have stood at this very spot, mesmerized by the meeting of sea and sky. Among them was the famous poet Lord Byron, who was so moved by the beauty of Cape Sunion that he carved his name into one of the stones, adding his mark to a place already steeped in myth and history. The Temple of Poseidon is more than a remarkable architectural structure. It is a symbol of the ancient Greek spirit. It represents power, beauty, mystery, and the eternal bond between people and the sea. Standing at the edge of the cliffs, with the temple behind you and the vast Aegean stretching endlessly before you, you feel a sense of wonder that is timeless. This sacred place carries the whispers of ancient prayers, the echoes of distant voyages, and the eternal presence of the sea god who once ruled these waters. Number 10. Mythology Castle. Stretching boldly into the shimmering waters of the Ionian Sea, Mythology Castle stands as one of the most impressive medieval fortifications in Greece, a massive stone guardian shaped by centuries of conflict, trade, and maritime power. Built by the Venetians, this sprawling fortress was designed not only as a defensive stronghold, but also as a symbol of their dominance over the sea routes that connected Europe to the east. The moment you approach the site, its immense stone walls rise before you with an almost overwhelming sense of strength. Their weathered surfaces, marked by time and battles long past, speak of a fortress that has watched over countless storms, invasions, and the passage of empires. Tall watchtowers stand proudly along the walls, once used by guards scanning the horizon for enemy fleets. But the most iconic part of the fortress is the Bortzi Tower, a circular sea tower positioned at the far end of the castle. Surrounded by water on all sides, it creates one of the most dramatic and picturesque scenes in all of Greek medieval architecture. Here, the sound of crashing waves merges with the distant calls of seabirds, creating an atmosphere that feels both powerful and hauntingly serene. Crossing the arched stone bridge that connects the mainland to Mythology Castle feels like stepping into another world. A world shaped by wind, salt, and stories carved into stone. Inside the fortress, the expansive courtyards, crumbling walls, and scattered remnants of Venetian and Ottoman structures reveal layers of history waiting to be uncovered. The scent of salt water drifts through the air, and the sea breeze sweeps across the castle grounds, reminding visitors that this fortress once protected one of the most important maritime gateways in the Mediterranean. In Mythology Castle, history and nature blend in perfect harmony. Its towering silhouette against the endless sea inspires awe, evoking the courage, resilience, and maritime legacy of the people who once guarded these waves. Number 11. Maestras. Clinging gracefully to the rugged slopes near Sparta, the medieval city of Mystras stands as one of the most enchanting remnants of the Byzantine world. Rising in layers along the hillside, this once glorious city is filled with beautifully preserved churches, palaces, monasteries, and fortified walls, each carrying the artistry and spiritual depth of a civilization nearing its final golden age. Known as the Wonder of the Morea, Mystras became a brilliant center of culture, philosophy, and learning during the last centuries of the Byzantine Empire, drawing scholars, theologians, and artists who helped shape its identity as a beacon of intellectual and religious life. As you wander through the stone paths that weave between centuries-old buildings, you encounter some of the finest examples of Byzantine religious art. The churches are adorned with vivid frescoes, saints with solemn expressions, angels in flowing robes, and scenes that glow with deep spiritual symbolism. These masterpieces, preserved through time, offer a glimpse into the profound devotion and artistic mastery of the era. Higher up the slope, the remains of the despot's palace stand proudly, overlooking the valley below and reminding visitors of the powerful rulers who once called Mystras home. From almost every viewpoint, breathtaking panoramas unfold. Rolling hills, fertile plains, and distant mountains stretching as far as the eye can see. The combination of natural beauty and historic architecture creates an atmosphere of deep serenity and timelessness. Today, Mystras stands as a living tribute to the final brilliance of Byzantium, a place where history, faith, and artistry blend in extraordinary harmony, preserved in remarkable and unforgettable beauty. Number 12. Agia Triada Monastery. Our journey comes to a peaceful close at the serene Agia Triada Monastery, a spiritual haven located near Chania on the island of Crete. Hidden among rolling fields of ancient olive trees and sprawling vineyards, this monastery has stood for centuries as a symbol of faith, tradition, and cultural refinement. The moment you arrive, the world seems to slow down. The quiet courtyards, sheltered by stone archways and lined with fragrant plants, invite visitors into an atmosphere of calm reflection. The monastery's elegant domes, painted in warm, earthy tones, rise gently toward the sky, blending seamlessly with the surrounding landscape. Founded in the 17th century by Venetian monks, Agia Triada Monastery is a masterpiece of architectural harmony, where Cretan influences merge beautifully with Renaissance design. The symmetrical lines, graceful arches, and meticulously crafted details reflect the skill and devotion of the monks who built it. Every wall, every corridor, every doorway seems to carry a whisper of the past, reminding you that this sacred place has welcomed countless travelers, pilgrims, and scholars over the centuries. Inside its chapels, the monastery reveals treasures of remarkable artistry. Vibrant icons, illuminated manuscripts, and centuries-old religious artifacts tell stories of deep devotion and unwavering faith. Soft golden light filters through the windows, allowing the images on the walls to glow with spiritual warmth. It is a space where time feels suspended, where history and prayer exist side by side. Today, the Agia Triada Monastery remains a sanctuary of peace, culture, and spiritual endurance. Whether you come seeking quiet reflection, architectural beauty, or a deeper connection to Crete's rich religious heritage, this timeless monastery offers an experience of profound serenity, embracing every visitor with its gentle, enduring grace. Greece is a land where time stands still, a place where ancient temples rise above the sea, where silent ruins whisper stories that shape the world, and where myths breathe life into every mountain, valley, and stone. From the mighty Acropolis to the peaceful Agia Triada Monastery, each destination we explored reminds us that history is not only something to study, it is something to feel. Greece is a journey into the heart of humanity, the birthplace of philosophy, art, theater, and ideas that still guide us today. Thank you for joining us on this unforgettable adventure. If you enjoyed this journey, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more cinematic explorations.